Alright homies, what's up everybody? Oh man, I wish I was like in a better mood. Well, I am in a good mood, but like I'm in a sick mood. I'm like under the weather because man, probably I kept like the fan on. I got like super chilly and now I'm just like very cold. I got like a runny nose and I was like constantly like sneezing, but we'll try to do this video with like relative ease. I hope so. I got like a lot of food, like tea, I got yogurt, I got some oranges. I like with all of these like food, I even got like a brownie. I got a brownie today. So I am feeling. We are going to be talking about the... Yeah, we're going to be talking about it because the Khaiza, like pretext, I got into the game, I got into the fighting game back in like November. I got into the beta, the closed beta, before it became like an open beta, which happened last week. I got invited to the closed beta back in like November, but unfortunately I was away with family. I was like dragged around to do like a family vacation thing back at that point in like time, and I couldn't unfortunately do it because Invincible Versus was on console, and I wish I could have done it on like PC, but it wasn't. So lo and behold, I got the chance to properly play Invincible Versus on the open beta, which started from April 9th all the way up to, originally it was supposed to be April 11th, but got extended to April 12th at 8 p.m. Eastern. So the Khaiza has spent time on Friday. No, not on Friday. I spent time on Thursday and on Saturday. Only like 2 days, unfortunately, because the first day of playing Invincible Versus, I was just figuring out the game, and then the second day of playing Invincible Versus, I was doing ranked placement matches, right? I don't know, I don't recall if there was like casual matches, I am sorry, but I think I did just only like ranked matches, homies. But yeah, I got like a lot of experience from Invincible Versus, and I am ready to like talk about this upcoming promising tag fighter, right? So Invincible Versus is a 3v3 tag-based fighter, and it's using characters from the Invincible story, right? Invincible universe, the comics and TV shows. I think it's mostly taking likeness. I think it's mostly like from the animated show rather than like the comic books, though I could be like wrong. But yeah, Invincible Versus is a 3v3 tag-based fighter that is going to have like 20 like characters upon like launch, which is going to be available at April 30th, right? So the characters in Invincible Versus are Mark Grayson, Invincible himself, Omni-Man, Adam Eve, Bulletproof, Robot, Monster Girl, Duplicate, Rexplode, and a few like others. Like, I'm sorry, I wish I could remember them, but again, I'm sick. But I think like in the open, no, not I think, I do know in the open beta, the roster was cut down to like 10 because it is an open beta, so a lot of like players can like experience like the game before the final game like launches. And the roster like had like, once again, Invincible, Omni-Man, Adam Eve, Rexplode, Battle Beast, Robot, Monster Girl, Sula, one of like, you know, I think one of like the Viltrumites. There's also Alan, like the alien, and I forget like there's like one more I'm like forgetting. I'm like one more I'm forgetting. I forgot. Sorry, apologies. Total stacking whopping like 10 characters like in the game. So far impressions, like I teased, it is a very promising but also very interesting take on the tag based like genre. So since it's tag based, the button controls or the button layout are like, you know, if it's 2v2, there's like light, medium, heavy, and then there's assist 1 and assist 2, and then there's like a special button. It's not like Marvel 3, but like they do have like a down H, which acts as like, you know, which acts as like, you know, your S. You actually have another button called boost, right? And there's a lot of things that like make Invincible versus tick, but for the most part, it is like your standard like layout of a 3v3 tag-based fighting game, right? Has a lot of like cool, stylish like combos. There are even like some absurd stuff like abusing ground bounces and stuff like that. But we'll get to that, like, you know, that little piece of a gameplay thing later on. It's interesting and promising because it doesn't do things like a traditional tag-based system does, right? Like, you know, you have, once you like get hit by, y'all have seen this or felt this like before, whether it be like an auto combo from Dragon Ball Fighters, or if you get hit in either Marvel vs. Capcom 3 or Power Rangers Battle for the Grid, then you know the feeling of like once you get touched by a character in that game from your opponent, there is no like escaping. There's no escaping out. But because of how the game works, and basically, I will say this: Invincible versus plays like Marvel vs. Capcom 3, but Killer Instinct, right? Because the devs of Skybound Entertainment and Quarters Up are ex-Killer Instinct devs. You have a lot of things that are like traditional, you know, 3v3 fighting game aspects, like LMH Gatling series, or like launcher, things like that, like bread and butters. You also have tagging, you also have assists, you also even have like back assists and like down assists. Like you have different like assists, you know, so there's no like alpha, beta, gamma. It's just like with the direction of a button, you can have that assist like come out without like selecting it before the battle like even starts, like Marvel or things like that, you know. There is a way to tag people in like mid combo, and that's through like, you know, holding down the button. So the interesting part is the Killer Instinct aspect of the game, where it's like, it's sort of like breaks any like traditions and ideas of like a tag battle, where in a tag battle, like I said, you get hit, it's like it's over, you're done. So I can't like move, I can't burst like Guilty Gear or things like that. I'm just stuck watching this combo, and that's what I have to like deal with. I can only like check my phone and hope that the combo is done, or if he like drops it, he or she drops it. Invincible versus has that, but takes a spin at it with like tag counters. You heard that right, there are counters to tagging. So in the game, in Invincible versus, you have combos, but here's the Killer Instinct aspect of it. You have a combo gauge or a combo meter, right? And it works very similar, just how you would imagine it, like Killer Instinct does with their combos. You have like light, medium, heavy, right? With each one varying degrees of like strength, right? If you do like lights, the combo gauge like fills up. Medium, roughly around like the same, but heavies, you know, fill the combo gauge like less, but offer like big damage, right? So fast combos, higher damage value, combo value gauge. The opposite, heavy attacks, slower but impactful, and lower the combo gauge, right? So combo limit meter. And And the only way to reduce that in Invincible Versus, because in Killer Instinct you could also stagnate it or reduce it, or I don't know if you could reduce it, but stagnate or reset it is through like shadow moves or like super moves, or canceling a combo with instinct. In Invincible Versus, you can lower the combo value or even like stall it if you do some of like the following conditions: call in an assist mid combo, or swap to another character in your team, or do meter burn moves, or sorry, meter burn, or EX moves, and that consumes your boost gauge, right? So Invincible Versus, I teased about like boost is like this like little bar on top of like, or under your health bar. Think of it as like your avatar chi gauge, or more, you know, more well known and a better example, the Street Fighter 6 drive gauge. Boost allows you to cancel moves or cancel strings with the press of like a dash mechanic. There's also a dash button in Invincible Versus. So you get to do like crazy stuff like string cancels, or even like boost dash from full screen into like grab. Like it's really interesting. I used that a few times in like some of like my matches, and it's like I see the potential. In Invincible Versus, there are ways to like stall the combo meter. Supers also stall like the combo meter like as well, right? So you have multitude of like options to keep your combo game going, but going over or finding ways around the combo meter to fill up like completely, and then they'll just like spiral out and you have to reset the combo again, unless of course that's what you want though, right? Yeah, so yeah, like a lot of things are very like interesting about Invincible Versus. Like the way of how like the combo like works in Invincible Versus is very similar to like Killer Instinct, where you start with like an opener, like let's say a special or like a Gatling series, and then you extend it with a special, and then you recycle back to your Gatling or any of like your normals for a combo. And that's how like the combo system works in Invincible Versus. Now that's like the offensive part. Now Killer Instinct also has very defensive mechanics, right? To let's say combo break or counter break, that type of stuff. In Invincible Versus, since this is about like tagging, I mentioned counter tagging, and this is like if the whole thing is about like calling on your assist, because that's like the tag based like nature, like calling your assist to help you out in Invincible Versus. But see, the thing is that you have a thing called counter tag, and it's kind of like it acts as like, or looks like your burst, but it actually like gets the opponent off of you in combo. So by the press of like boost and an assist, you can do this like get off me move. When your opponent is doing like a assist combo, like calling in the character and then swapping over and continuing the combo, you could do a burst and you could say like get off me, right? You also have other mechanics like push block and guard cancel, which was it called? Heroic strike. A lot of that shit is really cool and interesting. But there's also countering the counter, right? Like counter breaker sort of shit. You have this thing called like you have other mechanics that if you know your opponent is going to like burst, right? You could actually feint a move where your swap character does this, because you're anticipating like the counter tag animation, and you just go like this, like a ghost, and you just stop all of like your momentum because you're scaring them. Yeah, Invincible Versus plays around like the tag idea that you normally know and love from all the previous tag games, but spins it in the KI direction where like if you know someone is like tagging, or if you are getting juggled like in a combo, you can do like a burst, right? And they're all based on like the boost gauge or your Invincible versus drive gauge, where you can do meter burn moves, you can do dashes, I don't know if you could do like boost impact, right? Like an armored move that like soaks in damage and then just like repels it back. Invincible versus has a lot going on, and it's really interesting for it. Like, it's doing a different take, or it's doing, like, I feel a cool ass take on tag-based fighters, where by nature they are like really oppressive and sort of like lacking in terms of like defense. Now there's like defensive stuff in Invincible versus. Like, that's some really like cool looking shit. Of course, they're like, it's also tag based, but so there's going to be like very cool, almost even like disgusting mix-up potential with Invincible versus, right? But I love the fact that like this is the first time I feel a tag-based fighter has a lot of equally defensive mechanics as offensive mechanics. Like, that's something really like interesting. I give him like props for that. And each character has, or like half of them are like strong, like, you know, Viltrumite or like superhero Superman clones. Just each one is like different, but each one is like unique, you know? Invincible versus has like a few characters, like let's say Mark and Omni-Man. They have like, their movement speed is really cool because of the game that allows them. You can do like not only boost dash but regular dashes. You could even do like Magneto or Doom tri-dashing, where you can like zip through like from mid-screen all the way up to like the ass. Like, it's kind of cool like to have all those like movement options in there in Invincible versus. Some characters don't have like a lot of that type of like mobility. Like, I played like Battle Beast, and Battle Beast doesn't really have like a tri-dash or anything like that. So he has like a grounded like dash. You could do like crouch wave dashing, right? That's definitely there, but yeah, like he doesn't have like an air dash or anything like that. Only like some characters do, like any like Viltrumite or even like Adam Eve or Alan or yeah, those guys. Each and every one has like an oppressive like toolkit that they can like use and abuse, ranging from Mark, who's like a very like rush down like striker focused character, to someone like Robot that literally acts as like kill gore and full gore in one. My team for the most part was like, I was like, you know, trying around some characters. Like, first team I had like Mark, Battle Beast, Alan, but then I switched it over to like Mark, Battle Beast, Omni-Man. I felt like that was a little bit more comfortable for me, so I just like stuck with that for the final, or not the final day, but like my final hours of like the beta. And yeah, like when things start like rolling, they feel like they're really good, you know? Like, just to be able to like land hits and like doing like the combos and the things that you remember from like the tutorial that they give you, which by the way, they don't show you how the moves work in motion controls. There are two types of like control methods in Invincible versus. There's standard and motion controls. Standard is like your stylish moves, while motion is like your traditional quarter circle forward, quarter circle back, DP type of ish, you know? So I stuck with like motion, but the tutorial gives you standard controller notations for their tutorial, and I had to like find like guides and resources of like, oh, what are they actually like having me do, you know? And that's like what I found via like a save like document I found with like a arcade stick. I used like my Street Fighter arcade stick and I used my Nikon Daijo, right? So I was like swapping around between. And yeah, like once I got like combos like going down, once I got like a feel of them, I was like, interesting, right? It definitely has like that Killer Instinct vibe where it's like endless creativity. There's no like, you know, specific like long combo routes that you do like for optimal damage like finishers and stuff like that. No, it's like very creative and open-ended. Like that's what I loved about Killer Instinct is that you could expand your combo as much as you want, right? Like the sky's like the limit. But oh man, I had an interesting time just like figuring out how the game like works. I only had like maybe a few like hours before I jumped into like online because I wanted to like get like content, which I'll be uploading pretty soon. But I definitely dug like what the game is telling me like to do. I know I could have done more, but holy shit. The online felt really good. Yeah, I played like ranked placement matches and I got to like, I think the second highest rank. I don't think I ever had any losses really. I had like difficult times, right? But for the most part, I just won every single one of like my placement matches. I think I got like superhero ranking. That's one rank before the last rank in Invincible Versus, which was the Guardians of the Globe rank. So, alhamdulillah. Though I do wanted like a challenge for myself, you know, but I just only like did placement matches. There was this funny thing that happened in Invincible Versus, and that is the egregious amount of rage quits or one and done plagued Invincible Versus from beginning to end, especially at the beginning. I don't think there was that much like at the near the final stages of the beta, but like bro, there was so many rage quits. Yeah, like there's some stuff that's like kind of like, you know, a little bit murky, almost to the point of like even untested. There are other like issues about Invincible Versus where you can fill up like the combo meter and you could do like multiple like ground bounces. Like I saw a couple of like videos of like Mark, for example, and he, you know, his quarter circle back move, which is like the overhead move, EX version would do like multiple ground bounces if you have full boost gauge. Like it's like, wow, this bitch is like abusing ground bounces, damn. And it's just getting a lot of like high mileage. Even like, since this is a tag game, TODs, right? So there could be like some stuff that can be like worked, fixed around, like a little bit tweaked on, right, for Invincible Versus, but the ideas that they have for like a tag game is solid. Like I like that, you know? Just to be able to like have this Killer Instinct-ish two-way interaction, right? They just gotta like probably tone some stuff down. Not everything, but like tone some stuff down to make it more, you know, digestible. Not like an accessible kind of like way. Not like, you know, we go like the fucking 1v1 like aspect of fighting games, where like you bring everything down to like a back to basics type of like rule, or even like a Dragon Ball FighterZ like season 1 scale the fuck out of it. Like there should be like a proper like scaling thing where like it's not going to be all TODs, because there are TODs in Invincible Versus. It's just that people haven't, at that point, found them yet, or they already have. If you're like a FGC content creator, right? I saw like Yipes doing stuff with like Alan, like abusable like grabs and stuff like that. Like, oh my god, yeah. There are things that are really like fucked up in Invincible Versus if you explore around enough. Everything is there for the game to be super unique and fun, but yeah, they gotta tone a good bit of stuff. Exactly. Yeah, it has like potential. I could definitely see like Invincible Versus like pop off, right? And it's getting a lot of like popularity because of, coincidentally, Invincible the show. Right now, season 4 is ramping up, and season 4 is fire, right? I caught up all the way to like the recent episode, like Srag being a fucking menace and defeating the fraud allegations. So everything is like perfect timing, perfect opportunity, you know? So Invincible Versus definitely has chances to like pop off. And I heard it's going to be a main event at like EVO. So we could see like some cool stuff happening at EVO for Invincible Versus, not just for announcements, but also for tournament play. See how the game actually like works and functions at a high like level. Invincible Versus open beta to just bring like the impression in like an enclosure. Yeah, it's definitely got like good potential, good promise. It has interesting ideas that really like takes like a spin for the tag fighter. Just some stuff as we experimented in the beta became very like abusable. Like some stuff has like high damage like outputs, and things were just like, you know, were kind of like funky. But I have faith in I probably have faith in the Invincible Versus devs, because they worked on Killer Instinct, that they could definitely like polish things out, refine some aspects, make things not too high damage base. And of course, like the rage quitting, yeah, definitely like some things should be addressed about people who like pull the plug, and I know they're taking notice, but I dig it. I dig Invincible Versus. It's not gonna be like, I will say with full honesty, not my main game, because Avatar is coming along the way. Avatar, I'm going to be 100% like maining like through and through, regardless of how big or small that fighting game is and will be. I love like Avatar, so I'm going to be maining that game. But I will invest. Yeah, I will invest a good chunk of like time for Invincible Versus, because it's fire, it's fun. The rise of tag fighters, right? It's a tag fighter, and that's definitely up my alley, so I dig it.